Super Dave here with another review.
Thundercats! Thundercats! Ho! And it is time to look at another Thundercats, this time a villain. That's right, we're finally looking at Ratar-o. And look at how big this box is, because it is warranted, because this is a big fella. Just look at how massive he is. He looks just like he stepped out of the 1985 cartoon. He is so neat. Wow, he is so cool. He made an appearance, I believe, in Season 1 and then some more appearances in Season 2. He comes with all of his accessories. Just look at his cool artwork on the back as well. And if you'd like to pause and read that bio on the back, you can. All right, let's go ahead and break open our Ratar-o and check him out over here on Third Earth with some of our other Thundercats and villains right now. Hey, I just wanted to take a moment to introduce you to the new Super Dave membership section. Come on and join us today. There's some cool perks, including the Super Dave shop. Buy some action figures at a good price and connect with me on a more personal level. Let's take it to the next level. Come on, let's have fun. And now it is time to look at our Ratar-o's accessories. And Ratar-o, first of all, comes with two almost like pointer finger hands, which is really cool, horizontally hinged, as well as two weapon holding hands, horizontally hinged. He comes with two head sculpts. This genius looking, plain, average, stoic face, all the characteristics and earmarks and mustache of Ratar-o with his crown and everything, and an angry face or a yelling face or a cackling face or an open mouth so that he can eat whatever he wants to face with those same awesome characteristics, looking awesome there. Comes with two special effects, some translucent clear, some sort of magic, I guess, that can like shoot out of something another. We'll see what that's all about. And then he comes with two blades, iconic blades that he crisscrosses in front of him that looks like they have eyes in the hilt there, or in the right above the crossbar of those knife type swords. And then two flame effects, two blue translucent flame effects, which I believe also attach to these swords. We'll check that out as well. But that completes his accessories. He is just a massive figure, looking so cool. So now let's look at our Ratar-o's articulation. And bringing our Ratar-o in a little closer, you can see how those swords work. You can slide those in. You have to work with them a little bit, but you slide those translucent flame type effects right over the blade, and they look really cool. Really cool. So you can bring those arms down here, and let's see how high the head looks up there. Really looks good, looks up good. Doesn't look down very far, basically looks straight ahead. They really did a poor job. Look how far down they put that peg. I mean, that dumbbell ball peg for the head should have been way up here, should have been brought up a lot higher, because there's just very little movement that's going to be allowed there, because you just barely have a little bit sticking out of the hole basically. So that's why he's not able to look down very much, but fortunately he can look up, and he gets a little bit of head pivot, so that's a good thing. He looks back and forth, so that's cool, and everything looks really seamless. Super 7's done a really good job with the large figures like this one in Slive to give them a very seamless look, which is really nice. These shoulder pads are attached to his clothing, this top part, so it moves out of the way. So he's going to be able to get better than a T-pose there. even, going up a little higher than that, and it will go full 360 there for his shoulders. He gets bicep swivel and single jointed elbows, but you even get an elbow swivel there, so that's really good. And everything's tight, and again, horizontally hinged hands. Now, while we're right here at this sword, I want to show you. You see the eye here in just above the cross of the sword. If you turn it around, there's actually a hole in that one, and I believe that is for the purpose of being able to shoot these rays, these special effects out, because they plug right in there. You plug those directly inside of those holes, and now his swords will shoot out those rays, as you can see. So he's able to extend that out and shoot them out of there and go after his enemies. Or in this case, the Thundercats. But so that kind of shows you what that does there. And then moving on to the rest of his articulation, we don't get any kind of like diaphragm like we did with Slide, where there's no ball joint up in here. It's just simply a turn, just simply a swivel and a turn here. But it will go all the way around, of course, but that's all you get. You get a turn. Now moving on to the legs, he's going to be able to get pretty much full splits, because there is a break here, or a little split there in the skirt, so his legs will go all the way out. He also has thigh swivel up in there. He's going to be able to kick up about that much, and he's also going to be able to kick back a really good amount. You get single jointed knees, which are very tight, and they don't get not even 90 degrees. They don't get a very far bend there. You see he's got a little spike there right above the knee, or right below the knee, right above the shin there. Let's see if we get boot cut. You don't really get boot cut, but you do have the swivel at the knee. That joint, that single jointed knee, swivels at the knee as well. And then you're going to be able to go all the way. Looks good there. And then you're going to be able to go up all the way with that foot and get excellent rockers with the peg hole in the bottom. And just take a look at those rat feet. Their claws, the toenails are really claw-like design and look really good. The paint apps on my figure look really good. The legs. And then we have one more articulation up in here. You can see that there is a ball joint up in here, and so that tail's going to be able to go up, it's going to be able to go down, it's going to be able to rotate, and if you get it in the right direction, yep, see, it'll go up like that. You can rotate it and go down, so you'll be able to pose it with it kind of coming out around that side, or pose it with it coming around that side. I like the shape of it. I do wish it had been bendy. They could have done a stiff wire on the inside of that so it could bend, but it doesn't. It's a very hard, stiff plastic, but he is looking really cool, especially with those swords. I really love the effect pieces that he comes with. They just look really cool. But let's go ahead and look at this other head sculpt as well. And there's the other head sculpt. Interesting to note that this one does not look up as far, but actually looks down further than the other one. So if you want to look down, you have to kind of use this headpiece. Love the little whiskers. That's so cool. Looks just like him from the cartoon. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And he can point that sword and say, "I'll get you, Thundercats!" and shoot out those beams. Let's kind of plug that effect piece again right inside of there. All right, so that is so cool, looking awesome. Ratar-o is so neat. He has almost a samurai looking, I don't know, motif to him, I think, which he's going to be cool to kind of, I don't know, go against. I think it's Hitachi Man or Hachiman. But anyway, those are on their way. That wave. Looking forward to Wily Kit, I think, that's in that one, or Wily Cat, I can't remember. But anyway, and then just excited about that next wave, looking into them. But this Ratar-o is so cool. Awesome. All right, now I don't really have another Ratar-o to compare to, but we will look at him alongside some other Thundercats and some other villains in comparisons. And here's our Ratar-o next to the original cast of villains, the mutants of Thundera, Slithe, Jackalman, Vultureman, and Monkeyan. And they've come to look at the newest edition of the villains, none other than Ratar-o. Ratar-o, like some kind of rat being, which is cool that we have that. I mean, I love, how the similarities between Motu villains. You have, a stinkor, a skunk type being, a clawful, like a, crab type being. You have a spider web store. You have a web, a spider type being. You have these different beings, and here you have similar things. You have these villains that are made out of like humanoid versions of some kind of animal, and in this case, this guy is the biggest and tallest yet that we've gotten in, I would say, like kind of more of a core cast member, Ratar-o. So he is just looking really cool. That you see his feet there. He's got a good firm foundation, stands very well, just looks really stellar alongside these other villains. Awesome. And here's Ratar-o with Mumm-Ra and Mumut. And I will say, when you're switching out the weapon holding hands with this like pointer finger hand, be very careful. When I was trying to dislodge mine, it cut me and I'm bleeding. So those claws are no joke. They are sharp. So when you're trying to pull that peg out of that hole, it's very tight. So be careful not to let those claws, those very sharp claws, cut your finger, because it will. And I've been getting blood everywhere just trying to do this review after trying to switch out the hand here, the right hand of Ratar-o. Most of you have already got yours and have already seen reviews on this, possibly probably late in the game on this, but just letting you know, be careful there. But that is awesome looking. Next here to Mumm-Ra and Mumut. Ratar is pointing and says, "Keep that mutt away from me." "You scroungy cub cannot defeat me, Lion-o." And there is Ratar-o facing off against the mighty Lion-o, as well as Panthro. "We will defeat you, Ratar-o. We will defeat you." They're ready to go after him. Yeah, he's big and large and in charge. And I will mention that that left hand is a little bit more of a pointer finger type hand than even this one here. This one kind of has more of a gesturing type look because the fingers are a little bit more outward, whereas the fingers on that left hand are from the middle finger over a little bit more curled under. So that's definitely more of a pointer finger than the other one when we were looking at that. So I've got them both switched out here now, and you can see he will rest that hand kind of like he's got his hand on his side pretty good. So you can really pose him, and he can do a lot of good poses here. Definitely looking cool. Awesome. We were talking about Motu earlier, the villains. Here we have Stinkor, Webstore, Clawful, there's Beastman, and even Whiplash there. So you can see that our Ratar-o even fits in well if you wanted to put him alongside of some of your Motu, Masterverse Motu villains, or classics probably as well. Let's put a classics in here. There's Mosquitor, another animal villain type thing, or in this case a bug, I guess, but there we have it. You can see how he looks next to the classics as well there. And I guess in a lot of ways the Ultimates figures from Super 7 are more related to the classics than Masterverse, of course, just in the articulation. But they even did a better job, I think, with this Ratar-o. The articulation is really good. Wish he had had a little bit of a... Wish they had done like they had done Slide and put like a ball diaphragm somehow hidden in this big belly so he could have moved around the hula hoop type, you know, diaphragm motion. But overall, I think it was good what they've done with him for a guy his size. It looks really good. Cool. He's not going to have to be doing a whole lot of gymnastics anyway. Looking cool. Thank you so much for joining us again for another Super Dave review. And this time a Thundercats review, looking at these awesome figures. Super 7 is really knocking them out of the park. They're looking so authentic to the cartoon and everything that they come with. Relics from the series and certain shows, as well as just their accessories. They're looking awesome. You see the Thunder Tank back there coming in strong, and the good guys checking out what's going on here on Third Earth. There's Willow back there. Again, we've got another wave coming soon, so stay tuned, and we'll see you next time on another Super Dave review. Be blessed. Here's some photos in the photo gallery.